Greetings, internet friends. My name is Glenn, and I am joined by my wonderful host, Seth, and together we make up the itch for the Switch on the Switch It Up show. Mr. Trapp, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really well, buddy.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Yo, we have another packed episode today, so I'm just going to go ahead, trying to keep it moving through this episode, but of course, I'm not going to skimp on any of the music. All right, I know I let that go a little bit longer than we normally do, but like I gotta enjoy myself. I mean, it's a weekly show. I got a craving just like everybody else does. And speaking of cravings, sir, I want to know what you've been craving lately on the Nintendo Switch, what you've been getting into, what you've been playing in our wonderful segment that we like to call the inventory. So why don't you go ahead and satisfy my itch for the Switch and let me know what you've been getting into lately.
I'm ashamed to say I really haven't been doing much on the Switch this week. I've been playing a lot of South Park, the Fractured Butthole. It's been great. It's been a great time. I've been streaming it. It's all over on our YouTube page. Currently, we have 15 videos up just from that game. Still going, still playing it strong. Having a great time. Check it out.
Awesome, man. What's the easiest way for people to be able to pull that up?
Follow us on Twitter. There's lots of links all over there. We are at PreachCast on Twitter. You can also search Preach Plays South Park, and you will get it on YouTube.
Perfect.
You can Google as well. I'm sure you'll get it there.
Awesome, sir. Thank you so much. Myself, thank you for asking, BT Dubs. Myself, I've actually been going back and playing a little bit of Sonic Mania because one, I love Sonic.
Yeah.
They did a great job with that game, and I haven't really had a bunch of time on my hands, and that game is perfect for that.
Storyline they have going, huh?
It's pretty interesting. Although to be honest with you, I get so caught up in the special stages, trying to go and like, especially that one where you're on the sphere and you're going from like the
blue balls.
Yeah, you're like going through turning all those balls red. Like I used to be like, I swear, I was like the man at that when it was on Genesis, and it is definitely harder now.
I can do it then.
Yeah, I can't now. I was a champion. I feel like I could do it like blindfolded, and now I'm like struggling my way through it. But it's all a good time. We want to
do that race either. I can't race. I can't catch the thing for the Chaos Emerald.
That's definitely
Sonic handles terribly. He has no drift. No drift, man. He's got a fat ass or something because he takes those turns terribly.
You need a little more Tokyo Drift in your Sonic Mania. Is that correct?
Right. Like I feel like he should drift.
That's fair. That's fair, man. But you definitely couldn't pull that off on the Genesis, and you need to do something to get him under a little bit more control now, because it's just not quite there. That of our reflexes have just like been absolutely made horrible with age. One of the two. Either way, we want to know what you guys are up to on the Nintendo Switch. So go ahead, send us a little tweet over at Switch It Up Show on Twitter. Let us know what you're getting into, what you're cycling through in your inventory. And with this beautifully executed musical cue and fade in and out, we are going to go ahead and proceed over into Potent Power-Ups, our news segment. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this time we actually have something I'd say pretty meaty to discuss. We actually had firmware version 4.0 release yesterday on October the 18th, and this adds a bunch of different features onto the Nintendo Switch. Now, Mr. Trav, you and I spoke a little bit about some of them earlier, but we really didn't get a chance to get into a lot of them. So why don't you hit me, because I know you mentioned a couple features. So why don't you go ahead and see if you can name them all.
That I did. The biggest one I think is that you now have the option to do some 30-second video recording that you can upload directly to Facebook, which is interesting. I think you'll be able to upload it from your Switch to your Facebook to your YouTube to rip it to your computer, if that's how you capture Switch footage in 30-second increments. So hopefully we get a lot of great GIFs now for the Switch, because I feel like 30 seconds is a great amount of like GIF time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can have like some sick moves, like some Mario Kart stuff going on.
Yeah.
Split tunings. Some great kills there, I'm sure. I wish that we had the option for the Twitch on there. I know Netflix is waiting to pull on that one, so hopefully this opens up the door to even better firmware updates.
Yeah, man, I hope we get the Netflix soon as well, and you're absolutely correct. It's going to be 30 separate increments that get saved into the album, and from there you can go ahead and share it onto Facebook. You do have the option to be able to trim the beginning and end of the clip, and you can go ahead and post to Facebook and Twitter. So, you know what, this actually might work perfect for like exporting little clips of what we've been playing over on Twitter. I could see that being super helpful, but in terms
of... We need a Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the Switch.
Which one? Which one?
Any.
Make a choice.
I want
make a choice.
The HD remake.
Commit.
It has all the best levels and all the best music.
I want Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. That's the one to go with.
2 and 3, I think, are the prime Tony Hawks.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
You get those. Then these 30-second clips, it's gonna be like, look at this sweet line I just busted.
Yeah, well, as of recently, the only couple games that it's actually compatible with is the Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, ARMS, and Splatoon 2. So you're gonna have to pump the brakes on the possibility of getting any sweet Tony Hawk clips. So for now, just a couple games. Hopefully some more added into the future. What else do you got? Anything else you might recall from this? If not, I'll just go ahead and go right through this, save you from, the curiosity.
I know that they now have some wireless headphone support, some Bluetooth headphones.
Indeed. In fact, there are a couple pictures of some people using the Sony PlayStation wireless headset, which, it's a little out of my price range. It's a pretty expensive headset.
The gold set? Is that what they call that?
Yes.
Our friends Gilly and Siegs, I believe, use that headset.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty pricey. It looks super nice, though.
The insanity of them.
Probably pretty comfortable.
Headset.
But, not for me. They also give you the option to be able to pre-purchase some extra some games, so you can actually do the preloading of the games onto the system. That way, you'll be able to play it right away when it's released. So
that's super helpful.
Dude, that's awesome.
Getting ready for Odyssey,
Oh, that would be cool. Right now, it's supported by future game releases, but only certain ones. And you will also have the option to be able to transfer some user and save data from one system over onto another. So, like, if you make the mistake, that's maybe of like, yeah, that's super cool. I'm hopefully it'll get to the point once the paid, Nintendo service comes online where people will actually be able to kind of just like upload our saves. Maybe that would be really cool, like the way the PlayStation Network does it.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's the way to go. But I mean, who knows? Supposedly the news feed has been updated with an entirely new look. I actually haven't been on the Switch today, so that'll be interesting to see what it looks like. It's kind of like
the update, but didn't check that part out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a mess before, so it might be nice if it gets a little bit more organized.
I didn't enjoy the Switch news before.
No, not so much. Those are going to go ahead and be like the main things that happen in this Nintendo Switch update. And for those of you who don't know how to do it, if you just go ahead into the system settings, there's a giant button right there that says System Update. So if for some reason your Switch doesn't actually prompt you right when it's online, you can go right into the system settings, grab the update right there. It is version 4.0, released on the 18th of October 2017. Go ahead, let us know what your favorite feature of the newest firmware is. We would love to hear from you. All right, sir, and we're going to go ahead and keep on hustling through all of this. We got a lot, sir. And the next thing we're going to be talking about is the new releases. A couple weeks back, I think we hit you guys with like 18 releases, and today you are in for 12. So we're going to go ahead and try to make this just a little bit smoother because there's a lot, and we don't want to skip anything, but at the same time, we don't want to go on for like 6 days. So let's go ahead, and we're going to start off with Rogue Trooper Redux. Rogue Trooper Redux came out on the 17th. It is $24.99, a little bit more on the pricier side than what we're used to dealing with. And it says you are the last generic infantryman, bred for war and betrayed by your superiors at the Quartz Zone Massacre. You stalk the battlefield as a one-man squad in search of the traitor general and payback. It's a remastered version of another game. It is in HD. It has online co-op. It has 13 different missions. It looks like it is a first-person type of shooter. It almost looks like if Army Men were... Remember that game, that Small Soldiers movie?
Oh God, yes.
The characters,
I love that movie.
the characters look like that, but they're blue.
Like the small soldiers?
Yeah, they kind of look like, like really like, jacked athletic Marines. It looks interesting.
Okay.
But again, $24.99 Rogue Trooper Redux over on the Switch eShop.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sir.
Next one we've got is a little game called Don't Knock Twice.
Yes.
It is an M-rated horror game on the Switch. It is an action horror adventure game. It looks a lot like the new Resident Evil 7, except it looks like a little bit more of an occult-y kind of thing. I really want to check this game out. I had no idea about this game, but this is my kind of season. It looks like my kind of game. The settings look super creepy. It is only $9.99 on the eShop right now, and you get 10 coins when you buy it digitally, so there's no reason to not get it.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, this game looks really cool. I've reached out to the developers, so hopefully we hear back from them soon. I'm sure they're quite swamped because this is the perfect time of year to play a nice horror game, especially on the Switch. And on the completely opposite side, we also have Putty Pals coming out. It is $9.99. Grab a friend and get squishy. Putty Pals is the ultimate co-op platformer, challenging two players to work together and overcome puzzles in a bright and beautiful world. You're basically like a ball of slime. It is a 2D side scroller. The graphics are very bright and colorful and smiley. I really like some of the 2D co-op games that are on the Switch. I think they can be a really good time. Snipper Clips is a great example of that. If this game is anywhere near as fun as that, I feel like it could be a lot of fun. It is $9.99 Putty Pals over on the eShop.
Awesome, man. We've also got the Jackbox Party Pack number 4. That's right. You get 6 games where you can play from 2 to 16 players with an audience of up to 10,000.
My gosh.
These games look kind of cool. They also look kind of it's basically like any party game. Like you got Pictionary, you got like guess the word, you've got like figure out this sentence, solve this, 2 truths a lie, that kind of thing. Good fun if you're into the party games. It's $24.99. That's a little steep for me. And I also don't entertain like ever. So if I was entertaining people, I would definitely get it.
Sir, I can assure you, you're entertaining me right now.
Since I don't have people over. I don't do the home thing.
That's true. I'm virtually in your house right now. It's about it.
Pretty much.
Why don't you, since I think you're actually going to be talking about the next game that's on the list in the future. You want to go ahead and mention that one too, and I'll grab the next two.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. I gotta go back. Just a second here.
No problem,
it's called
sir.
The Count Lucanor, ladies and gentlemen. It is a hot new title that I will definitely be reviewing soon in the near future. It is a sort of action-adventure role-playing game. Looks kind of like a Legend of Zelda type thing, but a little bit more 8-bitty. We're going to find out more later on when we review it in an upcoming episode.
Yeah, it looks...
$13.49 on the eShop, and you get 20 points when you buy it digitally.
Yeah, it looks real. It looks super cool. I saw it and I was like, this looks like it's up your alley. I think you'll have a good time with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So the next game that is up here is Super Ping Pong Trick Shot. And the icon for it is actually super misleading. Basically what you're doing is it's like a 3D side scroller type game where you have to basically you have a ping pong and you have to like throw this ball through like all these obstacles through the air. There's these bricks, almost look like Tetris blocks that you have to like bounce off of them in order to get it into the cup. If you've ever played, so you know your favorite people, Dude Perfect?
Yeah.
So they actually have a super fun app on the App Store where all you're trying to do is like bounce a basketball off of like a million different things and get it to land in the hoop. This is exactly what that looks like. You can go pick up Super Ping Pong Trick Shot. It is $4.99. We actually will be talking about this in a future episode. We'll see how fun it is. That's a really good price. I like these really cheap Switch games. And there's a really cool Switch game coming out next week that's $2.49. It's so cheap, but it looks like a great time. I can't wait to talk about it. Super Ping Pong Trick Shot, $4.99. And I'm also going to go ahead and talk about Spelunker Party. Spelunker Party is on the pricier side. It is $29.99. A little bit more. Offline and online co-op multiplayer with up to 4 players. Go on a journey to the underground with your buddies. Spelunker, the weakest action hero, is now on Nintendo Switch. Offline and online co-op multiplayer with up to 4 players. Power your characters by customizing them with various costumes and items. A variety of adorable pets is also here to help you on your adventure. Time attack, quests, and more. Enjoy Spelunker Party together. That is the vaguest description I think they can give you. Basically, it looks like you are these little guys who are miners. You're going through different mines, trying to find your way along. The graphics look pretty cool. Like, it looks super colorful. It looks really nice. It looks like a side scroller. There's all types of quests you can go on. Maybe, I'm guessing there's stuff that you can collect. Looks like you can upgrade all of your equipment, from like your helmet and what you're wearing and the different things you can carry with you. They don't really tell you too much about it, aside from the fact that it looks like you're a miner and you're going through all different caves, and I'm sure you encounter enemies. It looks like fun. I don't know if it looks like $30 fun though. That's Spelunker Party.
Yeah. I played one of the Spelunkers. I wasn't that into it. I don't know if $30 is like
it's a lot of
worth
money,
that.
It's a lot of money.
That's a lot, man. Next up, we've got Revenant Saga. It is a JRPG. Looks like some classic Final Fantasy level RPG stuff right here.
Yeah.
It looks like when you're in the overworld, you're walking around, and it looks very SNES graphics during the battle sequences. It looks very, I want to say, polished 3D-S.
It looks good.
It does look good. I am really thinking about getting this game now. It looks like a piratey style RPG, which I'm into.
A little Skies of Arcadia, if you will.
Exactly, very much so.
Yeah.
And it's only $12.99.
Yeah.
I know my girlfriend would probably love playing this game, so probably going to wind up picking this one up. And you get 20 points when you buy it digital.
Yeah, you can't beat it. A little word to the wise: with all these points you're acquiring through the eShop, don't actually go through and activate them yet. When you go into the game, on the main screen, you can actually hit, I think it's plus, where you could go and like redeem your points, but don't actually activate them because they do expire afterwards. So kind of just let them build up. That way, once we actually get a Switch shop, you'll be able to use them for something. Because right now we don't really have any rewards. Only a few more games. We're doing really well. Next game that's coming out here is Party Golf. This is a rare $15 even. It's like, I think it's the first game that like didn't end in 99 yet.
Right.
So yeah, it's super strange. So Party Golf looks weird. Party Golf is less golf, more party. A crazy competitive couch play game for 1 to 8 players. That is a lot of players. Tee off simultaneously into a psychedelic 2D world with satisfyingly simple physics, except it's a frantic free-for-all to get it in the hole. It is instant fun with endless variety. There are trillions of gameplay combinations, it says. From giant banana balls to turbo power-ups, this spontaneous couch party may drive a wedge. Double points there, between friends. But everyone will just keep shouting, one more round. This looks, it's a 2D, it almost looks like Angry Birds, although if instead of you were shooting a bird, it was a golf ball. I don't really know, and you're like trying to get the ball into the hole. It's Angry Birds, but golf. $15 looks a little steep for this. I feel like if this was an app on the App Store, it might be like 99 cents or $1.99. So the fact it's $15, a little pricey. Does get you 20 coins. If golf games are your thing, you might want to check it out. Party Golf, $15.
Awesome.
Yep.
The next one is actually one of the games that you're going to be talking about later on. It is Judge on the Nintendo Switch. It's $14.99. You get 20 points when you buy it digital. Probably going to leave it there.
Perfect.
For you to talk about in the review later.
Awesome, man. It's a good time. I had a lot of fun with it. We're almost done. Next game is Elliot Quest.
Another one we're going to be reviewing later on.
Oh, yeah. So you know what? I will leave this one there for you as well. It looks like a good time. I'm excited to hear about it. $9.99.
And ladies and gentlemen, it wouldn't be a week of releases if you didn't get another Neo Geo classic. It's ACA Neo Geo Robo Army. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a side-scrolling looking beat-em-up style thing. Actually, kind of in the vein more of like Street Fighter, I want to say, It looks like. Experience high-powered collisions. Send out a Robo Army. SNK from the 1991 year. Hell G'd, I see there. It is $7.99. You get 10 points. Probably not gonna get it.
Nope. Nope. Like I said, man, just come out with a big anthology, charge me like $60, put all these games on it. I'll buy it right away.
There's got to be a physical anthology coming out.
Gotta be.
Because I can't, or I'm gonna wait for a sale. There's got to be like an anniversary sale coming up.
That's actually a great call because now they're in the eShop. There's actually a sale section, and currently the Bridge is on sale at $7.99. We actually reviewed that in an episode.
Dude, everybody get the Bridge.
Yeah, so I might actually go ahead and sneak and go buy that.
We should post it again because of this sale. That is great.
Yeah, it's super cool. Next one actually comes out tomorrow on the 20th, and I'm actually really excited to play this because I wanted to play this when it originally came out on Xbox back in the day, and that is Siberia. It's $29.99. The standard setting adventure game is finally available on the Nintendo Switch. Kate Walker, a young New York attorney, is sent by her law firm to the small French village of Valadine. Her mission is to complete negotiations for the purchase of an automation factory on behalf of a large multinational corporation. She has no idea what the future holds in store for her. It looks like a really cool like mystery adventure game. Like I said, I've been wanting to play it since it came out on like Xbox. It's a third person kind of like Resident Evil style controls. It looks super neat. If you're into something a little bit different, this game might be up your alley. It does come in a physical version as well, and the second one is coming out in just a few weeks. That's Siberia, $29.99 on the Switch.
My God, that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. This is the last one, I believe. It's the Fire Emblem Warriors.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you also get the special edition. Regular edition is $59.99. Special edition, which you got to get physically, I believe, is going to be $79.99.
A lot of money.
I'm trying to see what you get with the special edition. Amiibo functionality, classic weapons, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Check it out. So Fire Emblem Warriors is everybody from the Fire Emblems games all brought together in a Dynasty Warriors style game on the Nintendo Switch. I was watching some gameplay footage of this. I love Dynasty Warriors style games. I love Dynasty Warriors. I love the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games. There's not a Dynasty Warriors yet on the Switch. So I'm thinking about picking this one up simply because I love the play style, and I know my girlfriend and I would have a great time playing through this together. Got to see if it's got some two-player support. If it does, might have to get it. So, Fire Emblem, don't know much about it. Roy and Marth, though, I know them.
There you go. You know it from Smash Brothers, probably.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, had to be, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. And with that, sir, it's time to go ahead and jump right on over into our review segment. Are you ready?
Big week in reviews.
Big week, that's right. So we're just going to go ahead and press continue over into this section. And we went with 4 releases this week. It's intense. I'm going to go ahead and start off with a combination of Judge and Neon Chrome. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start off with Neon Chrome. I'm going to read you the synopsis here a little bit. First of all, Neon Chrome is a release we talked about maybe about a week ago or so. It is $14.99 over on the eShop. Neon Chrome is a ruthless top-down cyberpunk shooter with roguelike elements. Experience a ruthless top-down cyberpunk shooter and blast your way through enemies and walls. Upgrade, enhance, and build up your strength. The path to stopping the Overseer is ever-changing. Blast your way through enemies and walls with guns and cybernetic abilities. Experiment with different roles like the Hacker or the Cyber Psycho. Upgrade your character stats, discover new cybernetic enhancements, and build up strength. Every death is a new beginning. The path to stopping the Overseer is never the same. Explore procedural generated levels with endless variety. Defeat the bosses in handcrafted boss fights. Unlock new abilities, enhancements, and weapons. Install enhancements and upgrade your weapons. And local co-op devastation for 2 to 4 players. So if I had to describe this game to you, Neon Chrome is kind of like Die Hard meets The Matrix. Basically.
Right.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I say it's like Die Hard because it takes place in this super high-rise building in almost what looks like, the graphics look like there's something out of like Blade Runner. But it's the Matrix, because in order to jump into this world, your character, you actually get to choose, like I mentioned, between 3 different types of like play styles. One has like some higher hacking abilities. Another one is like super quick and can evade really easy. And then another one has the ability to do a lot of damage. So really, depending on how you kind of want to take on the level, you have your choice of how you want it to go. And as soon as you start the game, you choose kind of a character, and then you go and you sit into this chair, and they hook you into this machine, and the whole screen kind of goes black, and then you load into like this like high rise, and you're presented with this map that's kind of reminiscent of Super Ghouls and Ghosts. You know, when you used to start that game up, and you would see like this map would come up on the screen and it would show you like how far you are. Same thing with this, but it's a high rise building. So that's where it kind of reminded me of Die Hard. And you're fighting your way up to the top of this building to go and battle the Overseer. But first, you need to get your way through the building, through all the enemies. This game is like, it's pretty intense. There's a lot of bullets flying around the screen, and it's not necessarily obvious on like what you need to do. So it's a little bit of guess and check. And you do have a good amount of health, so you can get shot a lot depending on which character you're choosing. But it does require some like exploration, and it's tempting to kind of just run through, but you can't really do that because there's a lot of environmental things that could cause a lot of damage to you. If a couple enemies gang up on you, you're going to be in trouble. And when you die, they're not exaggerating. It's a completely new beginning. You get kicked back to the very beginning of the game, and then you get to start all over. But the level is completely different because it procedurally generates every single time. So it's never quite the same. Which is
that's cool.
Yeah, which is super cool. I feel like we're seeing a bunch of games do that like more and more and more. Which is neat because it's a neat gimmick. But this game is a little bit hard. So I mean, I don't know, it might not be for everybody, but I really dig the setting, and the music in Neon Chrome is straight up awesome. Like, it is all types of awesome, like 80s like synth, like sci-fi type. It's really good. Like, I strongly encourage you, not even just like, we're on this podcast and I'm trying to talk about how good this music is. Like Seth, I'm looking you in the face. Do yourself a favor and go listen to go look up the soundtrack for this later. If it comes out on like vinyl, I'm gonna buy it. It's really good. I had a lot of fun listening to it. I almost wish that the soundtrack for Judge, which is the quote-unquote prequel to this game, was more like that. Because one thing I noticed about in Judge, which is very similar, it's by the same developer and the same publisher, and it's very similar in its gameplay. But in Judge, I was like, I'm like, this game is a lot of fun, but the music's not quite there for me. The music is definitely there in Neon Chrome. But if Neon Chrome was a little bit too difficult for you, Judge is definitely right up your alley. Basically, in Neon Chrome, you're a combination of RoboCop and Judge Dredd. So you're going through these different levels, and each level that you go through is more like a location, and you're a police officer, and you have to go, and it's like, listen, you have to rescue these hostages, you have to kill all these people, like all these like bad guys, and then you also have to do it in an X amount of time. And each one of those things that you fulfill, you get like a credit or like a point, or however you want to phrase it. And in order to advance throughout the game, you have to have like X amount of these credits available. So if one level is super difficult for you and you only do 1 out of the 3 things, totally fine, you can advance. But like later on, you have to start going through and completing all these objectives so you can have enough points to go on to the next level. And like you can, kind of mess up on a few levels, but you have to do good enough. Not to mention, you can upgrade all of your equipment in this, and you can't upgrade all of your equipment unless you have enough of these credits. So like the game wants you to practice and succeed so you could do better, so you can upgrade your stuff and continually move forward. So
that's Judge.
That's Judge. But they're very, very similar in like how in their layout, in their controls, in like the gunplay. Like, they literally said that they made this game because people felt that it was a little bit too difficult, and then the other one was a little harder. And this is kind of like that. It's in the same kind of like design scape, but it's just a little bit more straightforward. There's clear objectives. It feels like you can kind of just pick up and play it a little bit more. Doesn't have the like instant death thing where if you die it starts all over. Like in this one, like you don't have that problem.
That's good.
It's super cool. I think it's a lot of fun. I definitely like was playing through it and I was like, I want to see how far I can get in this. I had a much better time with Judge than I had with Neon Chrome. I liked both of them, but Judge is like, that's the type of game like I want to be able to play. I want to pick it up. I don't mind like a little bit of the upgrades and stuff like that. But for me, I get enough of like upgrades and grinding for improvement through Destiny. So when I play a Switch game, I kind of want to relax. I want to be taken away and just have like a good time. And I felt like I had a little bit of a better time with Judge. Judge is $14.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and Neon Chrome is also $14.99 on the eShop. I like the setting of Neon Chrome like better. I love that like Blade Runner, Matrix world, I think, and the music is amazing. But I like the game more of Judge. I feel like the controls are a little bit better. It's a little easier to pick up, and I like the reward system where it doesn't let you go through and like you won't feel overwhelmed in Judge. You'll feel like challenged but not overwhelmed. So I like that a little bit more. Maybe if you get really good at Judge, you might want to step it up to Neon Chrome. But at $14.99 for either one of these games, I mean, you really can't go wrong. But I would recommend starting off with Judge so you don't go too crazy, and then see what you think. Personally, on the ratings scale, I had a lot of fun with Judge. I like it. I like it a lot, and I normally don't like this type of game. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give it a. I mean, it's not perfect. But I did kind of keep picking up and playing it. Like I had a hard time stopping. Like I was up a little later than I should have been the other night, and Judge was the reason. So I was kind of hooked on it. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Like I had a good time.
Judge sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I feel like it knows what it wants to be, and I love that like you're a cop and you just get these objectives that you have to complete. I used to love those like point and click top down like cop games like SWAT like on PC. Like I thought that was really
like
cool.
Anthem or Arena like 2049 or something like that.
Yeah. And this
2099.
This kind of reminds me of those. So I had a good time with Judge. I'm gonna be a little more harsher on Neon Chrome, and I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I definitely I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but it was a little bit too hard for me. I found it a little bit more challenging, not straightforward. Although some people might look at it and be like yes, like I love that this like there's a little bit more to this. I get into it a little bit more. But for me, how I play and my score, like my money's on Judge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff, my dude.
Yeah, man. Cramming it in this episode full of reviews.
Yeah, everybody. So game I played this week, 2 games. First one is called Wolverblade. It is currently $19.99 on the eShop. You get 20 points when you buy it. You defend the North, help Britannia defeat the Romans in Wolverblade, a hardcore side-scrolling beat-em-up inspired by the old arcade classics. Experience a historically inspired storyline across 8 campaign levels, or test your skills in the game's deadly arenas. Go it alone or team up with a friend in local 2-player co-op. It's time to show the Ninth Legion what you're made of. Experience a historically accurate storyline spanning 8 varied levels. Master retro-inspired combat, including modern enhancements. Team up with a friend, arcade style, in 2-player local co-op. Take in the rich, illustrated 2D scenery and test your skills in a variety of challenging combat arenas. That is Wolverblade, ladies and gentlemen, for the $19.99 on the Nintendo eShop. Now, side-scrolling, beat-em-up, classic arcade fun is exactly what this is. It looks like Dexter's Lab style animation, I want to say. Or Samurai Jack a little bit, but a little bit more cartoony. So if like maybe those things were on Nickelodeon, if that makes sense. I love it. It's a lot of fun. The music is really cool. I did have a chance to do it by myself and a little local co-op with the lady.
Cool.
I was the main kind of dude. She was the lady. She was firing off these blasts. Really cool. My guy was getting some good swings in. The characters are very different and they play very different. Really cool thing about this game is that you get like all these you get all these achievements and trophies and like, I don't know, like I think they say trophies. I can't really remember because there's so much action going on the screen most of the time. But all this stuff is just like constantly popping up. You're always getting these sick combos. It's pretty violent, but it's pretty awesome. It does take a little bit to master, but it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Really, really, really great fun. I definitely suggest playing this like one weekend with a buddy. Once we get our capture cards, I am sure to play through this one later on. I would definitely give this a 4.5. I had a lot of fun with it. Love the style. Great to play with a buddy. And I really hope to be able to get you guys a video playthrough of it sometime soon.
The graphics on that game look awesome, dude. It looks Dexter Stop is a great way to be able to describe it. Like a lot of bold lines on like all the characters. And I know that sounds like, I don't know, it sounds kind of like it's like snobby to say, but it makes the colors like on it pop so much.
It pops.
Like,
the game pops.
The game just looks like fun. Like it
very colorful.
Exactly.
6 super moves, crazy weapons. Like you wind up like throwing people's heads at other people, stuff like that. Like it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of like goofy at times. Just like I said, it's a lot of fun, arcade style stuff, and the fact that I can just sit there and play it with my lady is even better. So I definitely think you guys should pick it up. 4.5 out of 5.
Beautiful, man.
Next one I got for you. Also same kind of vein, that arcade style side-scrolling action. However, it is a single-player game. It's Volgar the Viking for $9.99 on the Nintendo Switch. And you also get 10 points when you buy it digitally. The indie hit Volgar the Viking arrives, return to the golden age of arcades. Volgar the Viking possesses all the hallmarks of a true classic: simple controls, high challenge, and meticulous design combined with handmade pixel animation, an epic soundtrack, and buckets of blood. Now, they did a really good job with the animation. The pixel animation is really, really, really good. Kind of artistic even. The bosses are super cool looking. The special stuff you get is cool. The unlockable things are cool. They're kind of punny and funny. All that being said, however, this game is super, super, super difficult. One of the things that they gave us was that this game is something that you need to be able to really like sit back and like play and kind of like focus on, and not necessarily just run into with that hack and slash mentality. And that is 100% true. It is very difficult to like block. I'm not sure I really ever understood how to do it because there's not an actual block button. You have to like find a shield and wear it and hope that you aren't moving in the slightest or something like that and standing in just the right way to have them like hit your shield. It's a lot about like recognizing your space. Cool moves though, like I said. Cool little power-ups and stuff, kind of funny. However, it's a little bit way too hard. Like this kind of game, I would really enjoy like an easy mode. I hope that they do release like an update or something like that makes it easier or something, because this was really difficult to play through, and you don't have a lot of like checkpoints. And there's some things in this game that like I don't know the puzzle. I spent a good amount of time on this game. Don't know the puzzles. I would give it like a 3.5 because of that.
Seems like we had similar experiences with very different games.
They're very different yet very similar in their styles. You know, we both did our like kind of top down deals. Mm-hmm. I did my side scroll deals, kind of retro feels. One's just a little more fun than the other.
Yeah, totally understandable, sir, and totally okay. We want to know what you think of these games. If you've happened to had a chance to play any of them, go ahead, reach out to us over on @SwitchITUP Show. We would love to hear from you. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, that being said, thank you for tuning into our second longest episode ever. And, you know, if we ever get boring, just go ahead and please don't switch it up on us.